This is the SongBirdHealth. So I was trying to gain weight since they opened my chest up, went under the skin and fixed the leaks in my esophagus. I was always starving all the time and because of it, I lost 225 pounds. I was on diets for many years, 30 years or more. And after the full pelvis twist, need no more diet. But I just want to gain weight now. I don't want to look like a living skeleton. Right? So I went over to the doctors in January and let them fix me. And so now my food can go where it's supposed to go. I'm not throwing up like before. I used to throw up a lot. If I ate for real. If I just ate little bits and pieces of stuff, then I could keep it in. But I don't know where it was going because I was not well with my esophagus from the full pelvis twist. And instead of gaining weight, I was steady losing weight. Not to mention the fact that the lupus takes your appetite. And you could be young and thick. Like I was almost 300. I was over 300. Before that, I was almost 300. Whatever, I was always between 270 and 325, back and forth with lupus. Because as soon as you get upset, the appetite goes away. With some people call themselves stress eating. And they claim to eat more when they're upset. I eat more because I like it when I can keep it in. It's not about stress. Stress is the opposite. If I'm too stressed, my white blood cells eat my red blood cells, and that takes my appetite. Very simple. Some people listen to my videos or when I'm sitting in front of them and they say I have a lot wrong with me. It's only one thing. It's called lupus, which causes many things. What they're calling it lupus. And then they said again, if you've been listening, they said, we don't know if it's lupus because he should have been dead by now, according to my blood work. And their almighty computers. What they fail to realize is that the computer only knows as much as people have fed the computer. Again, and they're only humans, right? They're not gods. They don't have all the answers. That's what people fail to realize. They don't have all the answers. I go to the doctors to get blood work so I can see what's going on. I don't need their answers. I need the answer of what's going on. If they can tell me, this and that and the other is happening, but we don't know what it, if you really be honest and just ask them, what is it really doing and why is it doing it? And you'll find that they bump into walls with no answers. And then you realize that you should just really rely on God more. People used to be against the Jehovah's Witnesses. And as far as health is concerned, how they refuse to take blood, and even if their people were going to die, they'd be like, we're going to only just believe in God. And no bone transplants and all that kind of stuff. No artificial things. No screws, bolts, and no nuts, in their body. Now, I agree with that also. Look what happened. Before I didn't disagree or agree, but look what happened. An 80-year-old man had got a bone replacement. They don't quote me, he wasn't exactly 80, he was almost 80. His wife and his wife were in their 70s. They were so sexually active also. They had a very healthy love life. He went to the hospital for a hip replacement. They gave him someone else's bone hip. And he caught hepatitis C from that person's bone. You see? So in that way, the Jehovah's Witnesses were right. That was back in the 70s or 80s, early 80s. Okay? People are catching what? Diseases from other people's blood. Some people rather go get blood infusions. Or, when they have an operation, they get blood. Someone else's blood. Wouldn't it be smart before the operation to tell the doctor to take out some of your blood and put it away in case you need it for your operation? Wouldn't it be smarter to do that a couple of weeks ahead of time or a couple of times a month before your operation? So they can just dig up your blood, not someone else's. Wouldn't that be smarter? Who cares if it's a family member or someone you knew for 80 years? Who cares? It should be yours, not someone else's. They know how to grow skin now, ears, fingers, all kind of stuff. Right? Wouldn't it be smarter to give them your DNA, your scrapings of whatever they want to clone on your body? Shouldn't it be from your DNA, yours? That your sister, your brother, your cousin? Got enough clone. Let's see again how they sold all those slaves. And we are all related. Yes, we are. Yeah, we are. We're all related because of all that slave trading. Yeah, it doesn't matter that I said my blood is 70% non-African American. We still are related because look what they did to those Indians too, my peoples. 4 people from this tribe, 2 people from that tribe, and then runaway slaves running into the tribe, hiding, pretending to be Indians. Hello? Then there was the Indians that could pass for white after all the rapes of my other family members that are white. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. We're all related. This is just not pretend anymore. Okay? Now that we got that straight, it's still better. Store your own blood if you think you're going to go get operations. The only operations I'm going to be doing willingly is when they cut off some of this skin from all that weight loss. And then I don't know what they're doing while I'm sleeping. I would just really hope that I just really have to pray about it. Now, when I was 12 years old, I used to go to the Kingdom Hall. Sit there and absorb it. It's not an exciting place to be. It is not. Except when it was time for the convention because they had so much food. Good God. Ooh. I'm not going to pretend about that one. But they were right about a lot of things like blood and bones and faith. It was faith that brought me back in the morgue. Now, I'm sure the Jehovah's Witnesses would not agree with me that I should have got up out of that morgue. They would definitely say that could never happen and it should have never, ever happened. But it did. They would definitely say that I'm being blasphemed because I died for 2 days like Jesus, right? God knows how many people are hating me for that. I don't believe I'm the only one. I don't believe it. I don't. Now, when that AI put my picture up there and said what it said, you'll have to do it yourself because it's just, I'm still too amazed by it. Me, the unknown origin, from the unknown origin place. Now back to the weight gaining thing. Now that they fixed my esophagus, I believe I'm gaining weight now. Now, I never did have a big butt because my grandma has a flat butt. She was German, half Indian. There's a lot of people in the family, they don't like to say the word German. They just call it Dutch. Because, German is just very, very open and plain to know exactly what that means, right? She wasn't no dark-skinned German, no. Nope, not one of those. You know? So anyhow, so my butt has always been flat and wide. Not wide, like hip wide. I've never had those big old wide hips. Like my mom and her sisters, they got big wide hips. You know? I always wanted that, but it never happened. You know, sometimes I gained weight on purpose, thinking that would happen, but it didn't happen. I just ended up being like kind of rounded, like, I don't know, just even all the way around. So that never happened with that wide hip thing. Some guys told me that they have a lot to do with that kind of stuff if you let them do certain things, which I haven't done those things to this day. Whatever those things are, I haven't done those things because my hips are not wide. Okay. I didn't bear any children from my natural way, so I guess that widens your hips too, and that never happened. So I only have cesareans. So when I look in the mirror from behind, it's always just the same as it's always been since I was young. It's the same. It's like there's no hips. Whatever. That's fine. I won't cry about it. At this point, I just know that it's never going to happen. So, and I'm not doing anything artificial. But what I will say is that I have gained some weight. Now, I noticed that my thighs got like a little inch thicker because the pants I was wearing, they were tight around my thighs, not hips. I said the whole thigh, you know, from the knee up. Not even. And then what I did notice is that now this morning and yesterday I noticed it for the first time. I can't, like, I have to keep moving my breasts from under my arms. They keep moving in the way, they keep being in the way. That means I'm gaining, because that's where I gain weight first. Most girls, females, they gain weight bottom first or stomach. I gain weight breast first. Breast first. Now I didn't feel like nothing was happening. Now for all you people that are just, you know, not being fresh, this is all health. This is about health, okay? Just calm yourself down. Alright? This is about health. Most females, they get bottom heavy. I don't. I get top. My breasts hurt. They're just getting in my way now. All of a sudden, I could have sworn he gave me a breast reduction. I'm pretty sure he did something while he was fixing my esophagus because it was much lighter after the fact. But now they're in the way again. Before I went and laid down on that table for them to fix my esophagus, my breasts were in my way. Then when they got done, my breasts weren't in my way anymore. I was like really pleased with it. And it was the first time I could actually look down and see my lap without my breasts being in the way. But now they're growing again. They're puffing up. I don't know if it's the milk, the butter, the rice. I don't know. In the last 2 days, I've been eating rice. Remember, I've been eating what I always eat. Just eating a variety. I eat variety. I love variety. I don't like to eat just one little. I like to have variety. Like I just ate beans. You know, I just had some kidney beans with steak flavor. First I had the lamb bone. I got greedy, took the lamb bone out. It had meat on it. I ate every piece of meat off that lamb bone like an hour ago. I said, oh wow, now I ain't got no meat in my beans. So I put a half of like a piece of chuck steak the size of your hand in there, and I just ate half of that just now before I turned on this camera with like a cup of beans with a piece of purple onion in there. Oh God, it was good. So very delicious. The beans are not mushy. You're just a little bit like you could cook them a little longer. I like them like that, chewable, not hard. They're soft. They're just not mushy. You know, want all that fiber and whatever else it's going to give me. I want it. But anyway, then I feel my breast, even right now as we're speaking, it feels like 2 balloons and like somebody's blowing them up slowly. I can literally feel them getting heavier by the seconds. Yeah, my breast. Yeah. Okay, so this morning at 3 o'clock in the morning, I ate shrimp and ketchup. Then I ate 5 shrimp with rice. Then I ate, then I made me some French toast. 4 pieces of bread, 4 eggs. I ate it. All of it, every bit of it. I was going to save 1 French toast and eat it with an egg later. I ate that thing in 30 minutes after I ate the other 3. And then I ate the beans and with the lamb. Then I put the steak in there, ate beans and steak. And I feel my breast. It feels like somebody got a little air pump, a little invisible air pump, blowing them up slowly. Slowly, I can feel them just puffing up, getting in my way, getting up under my, just puffing up, puffing up, puffing up. I was about to go over there and tell that doctor to remove the skin around my breasts, under my arms. And for what? Because they left just the right amount because, no, they about to be taking up all that space again. That skin is about to be real puffed up in a minute. So that's fine with me. I guess I'll have my breasts big again. They'll be huge in my way, and they're already getting in my way. Like I said, I felt it for the last 2 days. And right now I'm laying down, and they're puffed up. They're puffing up on my chest. And just 3 days ago, I was touching my chest and saying, "Good God, I can feel nothing but bones on my chest," and now it's thick. It feels really thick right there. Oh my goodness, it's thick. It's puffing up. Like, good God, it's really puffing up. Goodness gracious! Like if I was a guy, somebody would think I was doing 300 push-ups a day. Is what I'm saying. When my chest is puffing up so quick. And that's good. It ain't gonna stop me from eating it. I'm gonna go out and take care of some business with the VA. I just made like 5 business calls. I couldn't wait for it to be 9 o'clock to make business calls. I started at 8 o'clock and everything kept saying it was still closed. And then by 9, I was blowing up all the business phones to make sure I know where I'm going and what I'm supposed to be doing today exactly, 100%. I just hate it when they want you to go online and fill stuff out online, you know. I think I'll have to go to the library and get some things printed off my phone. That would be better for me. Easier to see what the fuck I'm doing. I mean, I'm sorry for cussing. I could do it. It's just, to me, it's just easier, a bigger print, you know. I don't have to be messing around with no little print in my phone. And besides, last time I tried to fill something out in the phone, the pen was red. I couldn't figure out how to change the color. So now I have to call for my ride before I get sleepy. And before people go to lunch, because once people go to work, lunch at 12, they don't come back to 2 o'clock, you know. And even if they're sitting there, I don't think it's nice to take up people's lunch breaks, you know. They work hard for their money. They shouldn't have to go through that. So, now that I'm done with this video, this little short film, so I've been told that a short film is 15 minutes or more. Anything more than 5 minutes is a video. 5 minutes or more it used to be. anything less. This is a short. I guess, I don't know, everything changes so much. I remember when Michael Jackson made his video, and on the news they were saying it was the first short movie. We call it a little movie. Okay, so I'm yawning, so that means I gotta get back to work. I gotta hurry up and get out and get back. See, that thing is getting in my way. Dang. That's the only thing I didn't like, when they get in the way, as soon as you move your arm. God, that was heavy on my arm. I was wondering what was going on. It was heavy on my arm, like this weight's on. I put it to get from under my arm, and good God, I was trying to figure out what is that on my arm, but it's that. It's puff now. Here we go. I wish all that puff would go to the bottom. But nope. Can't have everything, can we? You can't have everything you want. That's not how it goes. Not on this planet. Not on this planet. No. Peace, love, and light. And respect. This is the Songbird Nature. Yesterday, I heard this plant calling me, and I don't mean by voices. I mean my spirit. Felt his spirit. Look, he got taller already since yesterday. And greener up here. See? So basically, what I felt was, I thought was, it's too cold in here. I had the air conditioner on for me. I'm 71 degrees. And I kept feeling it. It was too cold in here. Not for me. This plant. Nah. Well, I'll turn it off anyway, just to make sure my clairvoyancy is real and my spiritual understanding with the plants. So I turned off the air conditioner. I turned on the news reports where they're reporting all kind of brush fires everywhere. That's why I prayed for all the snow, but never mind that. So basically, I was correct that this plant was feeling like it was too cold because it was 35 degrees outside at that time. It was about 3 in the morning. So that's what the news showed. The news report said 35 degrees. And I'm looked over at this plant. I'm like, this plant is real. Really talking to me. Telepathically. Yeah, telepathic. Yeah, I forgot about that word. Yeah, some Star Trek stuff. But it's real. Really real. And just now, I had took this plant in the bathroom about 25 minutes ago. I don't like my plants in the bathroom at all, period, point blank. But there's a window in there that faces the natural light. Lets the natural light in here. And there's no other window in here that lets natural light in. So I put them over there. And about 20 minutes went by, and I felt like this plant was missing me. I might as well give him a name the way he misses me. And I know it's a male plant, so I just know, I just feel it. He missed me. I kept feeling it for like the last 20 minutes. I had to go get him. Yeah, I know it was real, what I was feeling. God is our interpreter. God is our translator. That's right. As long as you believe. When you don't believe anything, of course it's not gonna, it doesn't mean the metamorphosis, the real living thing is not. It just means that you're not in tune at all. Not at all. Not spiritually. Just physically on a human level. It's all that you're existing on. If you can't do this, which this is natural from the beginning of time before we had electronics and all kinds of distractions and money to go just buy something else when something dies, See, this is natural. This is a natural instinct that comes from within. No matter how human you are,